to get some payback. You can see what it meant to beat even a depleted Serena there for Azarenka. She's loud.
Oh, yeah, she's extremely loud. You know, and actually sometimes when you're playing against her, it's tricky because you think she's hitting the ball harder than she is. The scream kind of throws you. But you know what? I think Serena will win in 2 tight sets. I guarantee, though, I think Azarenka will at least break serve once today.
Okay, so the streak of holds.
The streak of holds will come. There will be some breaks today.
Now let's go inside. Patrick McEnroe, Mary Jo Fernandez in the labor box, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris, and certainly looking forward to this one, Mary Jo, after seeing that previous match. Venus really struggling, talking about the serving problems she's had, really the serving problems a lot of the top women have had, particularly in the last year. Serena Williams has had no such problem. Her serve has been just in awesome form here at the Australian Open.
It's been incredible, Patrick. I mean, Serena is such a big player, but when the serve is on, everything else flows. She's been getting so many free points with aces or unreturnables, and the reason is she also places them so well. She's got the corners. She probably could hit a quarter if you put it out there. If the return comes back, she's in a great position to attack and take the initiative. But she has just been spot on. And for Serena to say after her last match it's the best she's been serving is a big deal because she usually is a tough critic.
You know, I love the way she's also been attacking the second serves of her opponents, and I really think she's been on an absolute mission here since the first ball after what happened at the U.S. Open last year, the controversy there, her coming down here. She's had a little bit of edge to her right from the start, and in a few of these highlights, these are the returns from Serena Williams, Mary Jo. A couple of these were the very first point of the match. I mean, talk about sending a message.
She intimidates right away with the return. She stands on the baseline, even against Sam Stosur, a great server in the last round. She did not move back that far. She's hitting deep, she's hitting hard, and for me, Patrick, it's also the concentration. She's been so focused. Great numbers on serve. Look at that, only 6 double faults.
You rarely see numbers like that from one of the best servers on the men's side, so it's just been phenomenal the way she's done that. But now the player she's playing today, I was so impressed with Victoria Azarenka last year when she had Serena really on the ropes. Obviously the conditions were brutally hot, but she to me is one of those few players, particularly one of the up-and-coming youngsters, that's got the strength, that's got the mobility and the athleticism to stay with Serena. Can she do it when Serena's really on edge, which you know she'll be today?
It's going to be tough for Azarenka, but she is not intimidated, and that's a big factor going into this match. She can match Serena power for power, doesn't serve as well, but let me tell you, against in her last match against Zvonareva, she blasted the ball the last set, and she needs to do that today. She says she's working on coming in a little bit more and hitting some more angles. She's going to be under pressure, but I think if she can get that break of serve and maybe get into Serena's head a little bit early on, then we're going to see a great match.
Well, she's certainly not going to be able to afford the start she had against Zvonareva. She's going to have the conclusion that she had, which was a set and 4-2 down. This was her receiving here the other night against Zvonareva, and she really upped the ante in that third set as well, won at 6-love. And I love that two-handed backhand from her. Is she going to be able to do that against Serena today is a big question.
Well, it's going to be first strike tennis. Who can get off right away with a big hit? And if Azarenka can hit the corners like she's doing here and get the depth, then she'll have a good chance. But again, Serena hits just as big or bigger at times. So it'll be interesting, especially early on with the nerves. This is Azarenka's first quarterfinal appearance at a major.
Now you see those numbers there, 12 career wins versus top 10 players. So she certainly has handled the big players well. And this is a chance for her to really step up on a big stage. She wasn't able to do it at Wimbledon, where Serena dismantled her pretty easily there in the quarterfinals. And now another opportunity. Interesting to hear the crowd, because we had some interesting reaction from the crowd against Azarenka in her match with the loud grunting. So Pam Shriver has made her way courtside. And what's your sense of how this one's going to shape up, Pam?
Well, if I can respectfully disagree with you guys, I don't think anyone can match Serena Williams for power. Azarenka hits the ball hard, but no one can match Serena for power. And I think Azarenka's probably one of her weaker parts is her movement. And I think that's going to be exposed today. But again, Serena's been starting off just full on right away.
And Serena to serve, opening point. Serena has been strapped up throughout, really after the opening round. She's had that thigh strapped on the right leg and the left leg just below the knee. It certainly hasn't seemed to affect her at all. Serena has Cruz.
15
He's going to jog to the side and maybe change her racket or what she's going to do. Got a little tissue.
Wristband.
Wristband. Okay.
Yeah, no problems for Serena. Beat the younger Radwanska sister easily. Then the lefty Kvitova, Suarez Navarro, the talented Spaniard, gave her no problems. And then the match we were looking forward to with the big serving Australian Stosur, Serena came out so focused right from the start.
Yeah, the crowd was itching to get into that, and Serena really just took them out of it early.
You would think after watching and suffering through Venus's loss that if there's a chance for Serena to start a little slowly, might be this match.
Serena and Venus into the doubles semifinal here, so on their off days from the singles, they've been able to go out and continue in the doubles.
Crowd right then was laughing at the grunt noise.
Yes, that became a factor the other night, didn't it?
It was a late night crowd when she played Zvonareva. And in the beginning of the match, Patrick, they were imitating Azarenka's shrieks.
It was after the Federer-Hewitt match, so the crowd was looking for something to get into.
Actually, Serena just looked at the chair umpire who's smiling, and the crowd's kind of laughing at this, but I think Serena's going to complain about this.
Show respect to the players and
Complain about the grunt?
No, well, possibly the grunt, but more the crowd's reaction to the grunt is pretty off-putting right now.
So our Infinity player profile there, Azarenka, who's 20 years of age, the number 7 seed. Youngest player left in the draw. No, Serena Williams has not been broken the entire tournament. In the opening game here, she's down a break point.
And already Azarenka just hanging in there toe-to-toe with Serena. She barely lost games, Patrick, as well in her first few matches.
Got a bagel in each of her 4 matches. Break point.
Second serve getting a little too high on Azarenka. I think that's going to be an important stat. The second serve return, points won from the 20-year-old from Belarus. She has to make Serena feel the pressure on those second serves.
Advantage, Azarenka.
Another break point. Only player, male or female, not to drop serve. That's been 31 service games for Serena. Second break point against her opening game. That's out. And there's a break. Right off the bat, the youngster from Belarus gets the break. Serena will change sides on the other side as she ponders something that has not happened yet until this moment in the tournament.
And that's got to give Azarenka such a boost. Just to know right away she's in the match. She can break the Serena serve.
You know, Serena was put off a bit there by the crowd, the grunt. The ball kids didn't seem to have the balls in the right corner. And Serena's just a little different at the start of this match than she has been in her other matches.
Well, I think to your point, Pam, is a good one. Having sat in the locker room watching big sister Venus and the roller coaster ride of a match that was, Venus losing it to Li Na.
And they would have been ready from 6-2, 5-3. It was 30 all, 2 points from it.
Oh, that's big. Serena's the first one to say how nervous she gets when Venus is playing. This is a huge forehand from Serena from behind the baseline. Such great racket head speed.
It's going to be important, don't you think, Mary Jo, for Azarenka to get that high first serve percentage, because that second serve is attackable.
Definitely.
And Serena likes to send those messages.
She's so imposing with her positioning on the return. She's right on the baseline to hit the first serve, and now she takes a step or two inside of it.
Hmm. 15, 13.
$15.30. Good aggressive forehand.
30.
Started the year so well. Last year did Azarenka, Mary Jo, the first few months playing well here despite the heat problem against Serena. Won the big Sony Ericsson down in Miami where she beat Serena. Kind of tailed off though the second half of the year. What do you think happened?
I think players got used to her game.
14, 15.
She broke into the top 10 right after a good performance in Indian Wells, wins the Sony Ericsson, got to the quarterfinals of the French and Wimbledon, but we were expecting that big win, that big breakthrough at a major, and we didn't see it. And I think obviously the unforced error, she goes for a lot. And I think she lost a little confidence.
Game point. Yep. Second double. How's the sun down there, Pam?
Well, the sun down this end's fine, but I can't tell whether or not Azarenka has an equipment problem with the back of her crisscross dress or necklace, or she's got like something's pulling and tugging in her shoulder blade area that's now driving her crazy. So neither player that settled at the beginning.
Won 3 titles early on in the season, right before April. And then tapered off, like you said, Patrick.
How about the expectations, too, huh, Mary Jo, that she did do so well, and she's such a great athlete and ball striker. But as we've seen on the men's side as well, sort of making that jump from being someone that wins titles on the WTA Tour or the ATP Tour in the case of the men, and being able to step up and win majors or get to the finals of majors is a whole different story.
And I think mentally is the one area that she's been working on to get a little stronger, a little tougher. When things don't go perfectly for Azarenka, she can get very frustrated.
Pretty emotional, isn't she?
Yes.
But didn't she hang in that way the other day against Ivana? And when she got actually a code conduct for abusive language, settled down and was impeccable the rest of the match.
That's true. I mean, she was down and out in that match. A 7-4-2 down. Was making a ton of mistakes. But she did keep her cool, her concentration, and won 10 straight games to win that match.
Yeah, a few unforced errors from Serena, but good aggressive backcourt play from Azarenka so far.
It'll be a big mental game for Azarenka to hold on to, despite serving a couple double faults.
Oh, and she misses the easy overhead.
She did everything right. And we were impressed, Patrick, Pam and I, calling the previous match for Azarenka, that she wasn't scared to come in, and her volleys have improved.
A good reach up there. She's obviously can cover the net. Dropping her head just ever so slightly there.
This forehand side is not being controlled very well by Serena at the beginning. This is as negative as I've seen her. She was a little negative in the doubles match yesterday and dropped serve a couple times in the second set.
And she's taken a couple practice swings over there with that forehand. She's made 8 unforced errors already, not even through the second game.
She hasn't measured it well yet, getting too close to the ball.
Well, she measures that one beautifully and controls that rally.
Found better distance in this rally. Snuck in, took the ball out of the air. Azarenka made her hit the extra shot, though. It's good hustling.
Back to deuce. This has been the favorite, or the most successful slam, I should say, for Serena in her career. Oh, good intensity there.
That's some heavy hitting from both sides. Azarenka had control this point early, and then Serena turned it around beautifully. How well she closes, goes forward to hit the forehand volley.
Excellent volley. Serena's best winning percentage is here at the Australian, going for her 5th title down under. Definitely a little edgy here in the first couple of games. She wanted to tell herself to take that a little bit earlier. She waited on that ball.
Yep. Not comfortable, not quite feeling the ball like she'd like to right now, Serena.
Back to deuce. And she's struggling to do any damage with the serve so far. What do you think you do, Pam, if you're Azarenka from a serving standpoint now, knowing you're going to struggle on the second serve points? Do you take a little off the first serve, try to get it in? What's the approach?
Yeah, I think she's got to toss it back and hit some of those kind of heavy kicks that she can hit and go for 70% first serves in.
Third break point.
But she's tossing it too far in front, and the wind on this side will bring it further into the court.
Oh, good little pickup there from Azerenka. Showing some soft hands.
Yeah, great reaction here to get back and handle that tough sort of half volley. And then Serena, again, a little off balance to hit the forehand. I don't think Azarenka's, like Pam said, tossing it further back and high enough, but also she's not really gambling on the second serve, so she's just off with her rhythm.
Well, she's doing a darn good job so far when the ball gets into play.
Advantage Azarenka.
And that beautiful two-hander.
That's her bread and butter. She'll make more mistakes from the forehand wing for sure, but she has great stability, great shoulder turn on the double-handed backhand. Looks at the ball throughout.
Missed it.
Gee, you just have to be able to capitalize when you have these opportunities against #1 players. Started off a bit scratchy, not timing the ball as she has been throughout the tournament. And a lot of times when Serena starts a little out of it, she's just going to battle the whole match and not find. I mean, this is a great opportunity for Azarenka, given how Serena started, because often how she starts is how she finishes.
Good point, Pam. And Serena's already made 9 unforced errors. And you have to be able to capitalize. Well, interesting, this Azarenka's story. We'll tell you a little bit about that as we get into the match. An NHL goalie helped her out, brought her over to the U.S. to train. It was Nikolai Khabibulin, who was a goalie at the time for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and had just won the Stanley Cup back in 2004. And his wife, Victoria, who was also a former junior tennis player from Belarus, was out at the National Academy in Minsk, where their daughter was training and working out. She also was an aspiring young tennis player, and she came home one day and said to her husband, the goalie, "Hey, you got to see this girl, Victoria." At 14, she was one of the top juniors in the world. They took her under their wing and moved her to Scottsdale, Arizona, where they were residing, and he's lived with them and trained there ever since. He said the first thing he noticed about her, Mary Jo, was that the intensity in her eyes and the desire she had. Obviously, the woman she's playing today has that same desire.
And a break point here.
That's good.
This game reminds me a lot of the 6th game the other day in the Suarez-Navarro match, when Serena had a marathon game and just dug her heels in, competes well. The quality's not as good. Serena's not playing as well, but she just gets so stubborn in these long games.
But you just feel that Azarenka has to win this game. She's had a lot of chances. If she can't get through this game where she's facing Serena making errors and not feeling great yet, you just don't like her chances going forward. She's got to capitalize.
That was an example, Pam, there of that serve you were talking about. A little more kick on it, and it was well directed from Azarenka.
The thing I'm going to be curious about is whether or not Serena ever does get to the level in this match. You know, in other words, is she just going to fight herself a bit in this match throughout?
Game point.
game. Azerenka.
It was not easy, but she was able to hold. So 2 games to love for Azerenka. College hoops continues with the Big East ACC doubleheader. Wednesday night, first up at 7 o'clock Eastern, Notre Dame visits number 3 Villanova. They're the only undefeated team, Nova, in the Big East. And then at 9, it's the Blue Devils of Duke, the number 7 team in the country, against Florida State in an ACC matchup. Wednesday Night Hoops is part of ESPNU Campus Connection on ESPN. As always, log on to ESPN.com for more details.
Of course, Villanova has a tennis connection. Villanova basketball. Brian Lynch played there. Kim Kleister's husband.
So Nikolai Kabibulin and his family decided to take in Azarenka late in 2005. Her coach at the time came with her, and Victoria said, well, what about all the finances and all the coaching? She said, I'll take care of all of it. She said, if you can pay me back, you will. If you can't, well, we helped you out.
15.
I think she can pay him back by now.
I think she'll be able to. And they have such a close relationship. She still is based in Arizona. She trains in the offseason in Saddlebrook in Florida.
The routine volley missed by Serena.
But it's the backhand that she was just earlier in the tournament just screaming away for a winner. I mean, it's in the middle of the court, and she's just not driving the ball, doesn't have anywhere near the confidence. It is a different Serena from the previous rounds.
It just shows you sometimes the matchup gets in your head a little bit. And we mentioned she did lose to her last year in Miami, even though she wasn't 100% physically.
Well, the other thing, you know, she was asked after the Kim Kleister shock defeat when Kim won just 1 game, you know, what she thought. And she says, you know what, once in a while it happens. Now, it rarely happens to her, and certainly doesn't happen in a major. But this might be one of those days, and she's got to find a way out of it.
Well, and she also, on the other end of the court, is facing someone with no intimidation, no fear, who's able to do what she just did. This has not been happening to Serena in her matches. Someone getting on top of the second serve and taking it to her.
Break points again. Serena still talking to herself, frustrated. Still a break point. Plenty of squeaking, plenty of chatting, and lots of grunting.
First ace for Serena.
I think Serena's even picked up her grunting to try to match Azarenka.
Advantage Williams.
That first serve had a bit of anger to it.
Absolutely did. 115, Pam, on that first serve. Good pace. Game point now for Serena. Another brilliant two-hander.
It's her new coach on the right, Sam Sumik. Used to be Vera Zvanareva's coach. They just started working together in December.
It's interesting. They switched coaches, the two of them, and they played the other night. Each coach of the other was in the other player's
dynamic.
box.
Advantage Williams.
Well, that's a solid serve that's been working for Serena. That one out wide. There's our coach on the right.
My good friend. We actually, a couple of years ago, Family Circle Cup, he had the microphone on but switched it off when he went out on the court to coach, and I tried to get a report from him courtside. We had a few little sparks, but he's obviously a very good coach, and Azarenka, I feel like, is a better player this year than she was last year.
Well, he's a very good coach, and you're a very good reporter down there, Pam. You don't take those answers.
Right. But Azarenka said that they've been working on a little more variety. They've been trying to get some angles, some slices, getting to net, so she's not so one-dimensional. When her power game is working, she's phenomenal, but when it's not, she needs to have something else to go to.
All right, now the power off the two-hander is working. That's giving Serena all sorts of trouble.
Advantage Williams.
You just sense that Serena needs these first serves and to get some free points. Because once the rally starts, it's been Azarenka getting on top of the rally first.
Yeah, because Serena has started off this match not that confident, Azarenka is hitting the ball harder from the back of the court, shot for shot.
Game Williams.
Well, Serena Williams had to sit through her big sister's ordeal, and Venus went down in 3 sets. So Serena trying to shake off some early cobwebs. She's down a break.
Welcome back to the 2010 Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Welcome back to quarterfinal day. In the last women's quarterfinal in action here, Victoria Azarenka up an early break over the top seed and defending champ Serena Williams. Sister Venus going out earlier today right here on Rod Laver Arena, losing in 3 to Li Na of China. So China has 2 women into the final 4, joining Justine Henin.
You know, that was like a half hour. Not like it was 29 minutes for 3 games. So a huge part of this crowd that left after the Venus match trying to get back to their seats, holding things up here a bit.
Lofty.
Conditions like, Pam, it looks a little bit breezy from the ladies' sort of dresses out there. What's the feeling on court?
Well, actually, in Serena's opening service game, she held up play on because she was disturbed by a gust. It pops up every so often. And Serena is with the win, and that's almost throughout the whole tournament. The prevailing win tends to be from Serena's end down the court.
Serena sort of shaking off a little something there as we look at our IBM match update on her left hand. Looks like she did something to her left hand or wrist. She's
not serving that well yet. 50% first serves. Catching up on the winners, though.
15-30.
Still sort of flexing that left hand, Pam.
She catches her racket with her left hand a lot, and I just wonder if she maybe jammed a finger or didn't catch it
when
right.
she hits the forehand?
Yeah.
On her follow-through.
15-30. That's a short second serve. Azarenka got away with that one. Only 86 miles per hour.
And you just think as the match progresses that that's not going to keep happening.
Meaning Serena's going to keep missing it.
Right, that she's going to move up a little bit more. She still stood still there, waited for the ball.
Another second serve, 30 all. Yep, there you go, Mary Jo. You look at Serena still annoyed with herself.
30-14. She made the correction. Better footwork, preparation.
I mean, those are really sitting ducks for Serena. That's her favorite shots. Short ball to the backhand up high. Her mom sit through another one of these quarterfinals.
That can't be easy.
No.
Mom at least
laughing,
that's
right.
good. I think that's the kind of attitude you have to have.
It's not like Serena doesn't know what she's doing wrong. She just hasn't made that correction consistently yet moving forward. Footwork has been a little flat today.
Left. First service. Advantage. Azerenka.
Finally a free point for Azerenka. Got herself a game point. Welcome you to our coverage of the first major of the year, women's quarterfinals. Here at Rod Laver Arena, Patrick McEnroe, Mary Jo Fernandez, Pam Shriver courtside. Just a gorgeous day. There's a good two-hander from Serena. Trying to capture her 5th Aussie Open title. She will not have big sister Venus in the way in the semifinals, as Venus going down to Li Na in the opening match here.
Advantage. Azerenka.
Misfiring again on the return.
Use.
Long games on her serve.
You know, with Federer coming up, I mean, if every 4 games takes 35, 40 minutes,
We're going to be here a while.
Have a long wait.
Thinking about a challenge is Azarenka. Decides against it. Oh, yes. Great court coverage there.
Advantage Williams.
Good recognition from Serena, getting up to this drop shot quickly. Got the racket back. No mistake with the put away.
A break point to get back on serve. Serena 0 for 4 so far. Now she gets it, and she's back on serve. 2 games apiece, as you mentioned, Pam.
2 games old.
Roger Federer coming up just earlier, having a light little warm-up. Never looking stressed at all, taking on Nikolai Davydenko, which has caused him plenty of stress. The last 2 times they've met, Davydenko's been able to beat Federer. Still, Federer holds a career 12-2 edge and has never lost to Davydenko in a major.
Gee, just watching him warm up is like doing yoga. You just automatically just relax a little bit. I feel better already.
I don't think he wastes one bit of energy stressing until he steps onto the court.
And even then, it doesn't look like he wastes any energy. Serena buries another ball. That's 15 unforced errors. I was expecting that we wouldn't quite have the same winner to unforced error ratio that we saw in the earlier match, but it's continuing here. Both players really struggling to find their rhythm.
Terrific return of serve from Azarenka. It wasn't a bad second serve in the corner, kicking up high, but Azarenka took it early, got the angle.
You know, this grunt and the length of time of the grunt, she's actually still grunting most times when Serena hits the ball. And that's actually the part that I think should not be allowed.
Well, we've been through this so many times, Pam, whether it was her or Sharapova. You know, Monica Seles was sort of the first to do it. You're exactly right.
It is extended.
But until someone actually says you can't do it or penalize them, it's just going to continue. So it's, I mean, I hear what you're saying and I agree, but
no one does
anything about it.
It's just like the time rule. Nobody does anything about 30, 35 seconds between points either.
It's been pretty lax down here. Love 40. And there's another break. In 31 games, Serena Williams held her serve coming into this quarterfinal. Now she's been broken twice in her first 3 service games.
Find us quickly, please.
Welcome back to a spectacular day here at Melbourne Park. Not spectacular tennis-wise, certainly not yet for the Williams sisters. Venus going down in 3. Serena off to a shaky start. Already 7 unforced errors for the defending champ. 3-2 for the youngster from Belarus. Serena continuing to struggle and find that rhythm.
And it looks like she keeps telling herself, move up, move up.
Boy, really flat with the footwork.
I think that's been the problem.
Yeah.
She just hasn't prepared, hasn't got adjusted to where the ball's bouncing. She's just swinging at it. It's just all upper body.
30 love.
Just trying to think of why such a drop, and obviously playing an opponent who's had success against Serena. So you talked about that matchup. Also, yesterday's doubles, Serena was not as sharp, dropped serve a couple times in the second set. They struggled to win. And I just think suffering through Venus's match put the whole thing together, and she's just 2 levels off.
14.
Really is. Shocking considering how well Serena has played. And it's to your point earlier, Pam, it's up to Azarenka. She's got to capitalize. You know, we've seen some of that variety you were talking about, Mary Jo, that Azarenka is trying to add to her game. A little slice with the backhand. And a routine hold. Not something we've said too often today. 4-2 Azarenka.
It's amazing that Azarenka actually has better serving stats than Serena. We hyped up so much how well Serena's been serving. How she had only faced 12 break points, hadn't been broken coming into this match.
Now that's a terrific shot. That's one of the few times, Mary Jo, that Serena's actually stepped up and cranked the backhand, but Azarenka had the answer.
It's her strength, the backhand.
That was the slice that won her the previous game on game point. Boy, that's a horrible
I mean,
forehand.
these balls aren't
bottom of the net.
getting very high on the net. They're just bad hits. But coming in to this round, Patrick, her serving numbers were so good, serving about 63% for serves, winning 85% of them. Today, serving 48%, only winning half of them. And then, of course, the second serves only at 33%. So just day and night.
And it's been from her opening service game when she came out. Ball kids put her out of sorts. The grunting, the crowd noise. She was shaking her head and had a different look from the first game.
The ball kids put her out of sorts?
Well, in other words, they were holding 4 or 5 of the balls on one side, and she had to reorganize them, and she was impatient with that. And
so little things were affecting her. But I'm just surprised at the misses. They're not good misses. Sometimes you said, okay, she hit the ball well. She's just missing by little. She'll find her range, but she's had really, really bad shots. And I think she's got to stop serving to the backhand, especially on the second serve.
Azarenka's sitting on that, and she's been able to really dictate with her two-hander. This is absolutely shocking what's going on out here. Serena Williams has dropped serve 3 times in the opening set. Hello? Well, as we know, Mary Jo, we're no mathematicians, but it takes 24 points to win a set in tennis. Serena Williams has lost 21 points on unforced errors.
Almost
that's why she's down 5-2.
Yes. Nothing going her way at the moment, and combine that with Azarenka playing really well. It's just a bad combination for Serena.
Way to go, but I'm trying to remember if I can ever remember the Williams sisters losing back-to-back quarterfinal matches in a major. I mean, and neither one of them have really looked good for any extended period of time.
Yeah, the only time I can remember them losing the same day was at the French Open, 3rd round a couple years ago, but not at a quarterfinal.
Tremendous defense from Azarenka.
She's made Serena hit the extra shot a few times in this match already. Great anticipation going to the open court.
Yeah, she's reading the play well. I mean, to Pam's point earlier, she's not the fastest player out there, but she reads the play well, and boy, is she tenacious. She doesn't give up on a point. She hasn't so far today.
That's really been the only troublesome shot for Azarenka.
And that's only the first double she's had since the her opening service game, when she had 3. So she has 4 overall. You see those numbers from both players. Serena at -8 for differential. Serena never gives up on a set. We know that.
But those last 2 points, coupled with Azarenka looking up at her coach with a look of disgust Serena saw between points, I mean, that still ought to give you the sign, if you're Serena, that you can still be in this set.
Yeah, does she really believe that she can beat Serena in this big of a match? Certainly was more than halfway there last year before the heat got to her.
13-14.
That's one of those kind of good misses, right, Mary Jo?
Yeah, there she hit it well.
Still break point. Oh, good shot. Great angle from Serena Williams there. She's still not happy at all with the level, and she's got one break back. Serena came down to Australia pretty early, played in the warm-up tournament in Sydney where she reached the final, lost to Dementieva there. That was her 49th career final for Williams. Dementieva herself went out in the second round here to Justine Henin.
Who I suspect right now, if Anna's watching this match, that she kind of likes what she sees.
Yeah.
One of the things Anna's been doing so well is returning serve. She actually hasn't served that well yet in the tournament, but she's been so aggressive on returns.
Or again, Serena's feet on that forehand side just seem to be just stuck in mud.
Makes you surprised at Azerenka, just how aggressive she is right away in the rally, especially with the return. I mean, it doesn't seem like she's reacting quick enough.
Love 30. Let's see if she jumps on this second serve again.
She's only 4-15 on second serve, Serena, in this set.
Wow. That's 27%. That's unheard of for her. That's good.
One of the few extended rallies, and Serena comes out on top.
You know, Azarenka's not letting Serena come to net much, but that's been another positive of Williams' game through the tournament. But how many times has she been to net today, Serena?
She's been in 9 times,
9?
winning 5 of them.
Oh, what a return there.
She has
might have learned that
from
her hockey friends.
Yeah.
That was a little wrist shot.
A little slap shot.
Set point. Williams saves one.
30-40.
Still a well-played point by Azarenka. She was aggressive. She made Serena come up with a big passing shot.
Set point number 2. Challenge from Azarenka. Doesn't look like she really believes in it, as she's already walked to the other side. Here comes the official review. That's going to be good. There's the third ace for Serena.
Yes. Azarenka has 2 challenges remaining. Advantage, Azarenka.
Another good return of serve. She's fighting off the big first serve from Serena well today, Azarenka. Just missing on the angle there.
Well, you seldom see that from Serena.
Good heat there from Serena. As poorly as she's played in this opening set, she will not succumb without a fight. Continues to shake her head and just look essentially disgusted with the way she's playing so far. Message right there. And the first real show of positive energy from Williams.
Absolutely. Look at this swinging backhand volley on top of the net. Good reaction afterwards. I think she senses she's still right in this first set. She can hold here. Put so much pressure on Azarenka on her serve.
Oh, this could be real interesting now. Serena Williams has played about as poor a set as she could have played. But Azarenka will have to serve for it again at 5-4.
Welcome back to the 2010 Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Back in Melbourne, top half quarterfinal day. Could be a very disappointing day for the Williams family. Venus Williams sent out in 3 sets earlier, and now Serena Williams broken 3 times, Brad, in the opening set after 31 straight holds throughout this tournament. You guaranteed she'd be broken in this match 3 times in a set?
I didn't see that coming. But you know what? Serena's just has her shots have lacked conviction. And the second serve, Azarenka's jumped all over it. Who would have thought that Azarenka would be out-hitting Serena? But if you remember when they played here last year, the same thing did happen in the first set. Serena was able to turn it around. But right now, you know, Azarenka's got to be flowing with confidence. And she started out right out of the gates attacking. This is a classic example. She's set up. I think she's got Serena beat both ways and then picks down the line. Watch her. She's locked and loaded on this return. Moves her feet. A nice aggressive return down the middle. Sets up a really good approach and just puts it away in easy fashion.
Serena just 7 ground stroke winners in the 10 games of the set. I mean, you want to, I know you're stunned by what you see here. Do you want to take a sniff of Vegemite? Like smelling salts.
But you know what? The one thing I am very surprised about is the movement of Serena. And she's really being hurt to the forehand side. And I don't know if there's something wrong with the leg, but she certainly doesn't look like she's moving to the forehand side at all. She's going to have to pick up her game, pick up her serves, or Azarenka is going to be playing Na-Li. Who would have thought that?
Not many. Back inside to Patrick, Mary Jo, and Pam.
Thank you, Chris.
15 all.
15 all here, opening game, second set. Forehand winner from Azarenka up the line.
Serena needs a better start, Patrick, in the second set. She got broken right away to start off the match. And then it was always just trying to fight her way back.
Azarenka is really pushing Serena around. We are live at Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne Park, the first Grand Slam of the year. Serena trying to add to her cupboard of 11 major titles. And she's in serious danger right now against Victoria Azarenka, the 20-year-old from Belarus.
That's another example. First serve. The return comes back almost as quick as the serve. That's been a huge difference for Serena today. She's not faced anyone that's done this to her the entire tournament.
Break points.
And you get the sense that Azarenka believes that she can win.
First
It's a little like the earlier match when Li Na had beaten Venus in the only other head-to-head. Knew that she'd done it before. Azarenka's done it before. Can Serena Williams find something other than this BC game? Because a lot of times how she starts is how she plays the entire match.
Yeah, you said that earlier, Pam, and I think you're right. She just hasn't been able to get out of the way of herself. But credit to Azarenka because she's come out firing, aggressive.
Another aggressive return game. Azarenka absolutely flowing with confidence right now. And that is the 4th time that Serena's been broken in this match.
And guys, she started it with an ace out wide, 15-love, and then loses 4 straight points. Never looks like being in a point. Azarenka just taking charge every single opportunity.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing because once the rally gets started, it's Serena on her heels. She cannot find a way to dictate. I think the one thing she can do is direct more balls to the forehand of Azarenka. She'll have more time from that wing. The backhand, Azarenka really is penetrating the court well, gets the angles. She controls the point better from that side.
But I think Serena's so concerned about her own game that I'm not sure she's thinking about what she can do on Azarenka's end to change things up.
You know, Mary Jo, you pointed out the second serve numbers, which are surprising for Serena. She's only won 36%, but maybe even more surprising, Serena's won 45% of her first serve points, normally probably her biggest weapon.
That's the
being
big
attacked.
difference. Yep.
That's just amazing.
for service. Love.
Upset bug kind of in the air with #1 Kentucky in college hoops going down tonight, we're hearing. Losing to unranked South Carolina. Azarenka, #7 seed here, but this would be a huge upset.
Love.
Mary Jo, maybe worth mentioning her last match against Zvonareva, down a set and had a couple points for 4-1 deficit, had a challenge that she used, and it turned the whole game around. I mean, what a turnaround in the tournament for her from the other night.
Yeah, she was 2 games from being out of here. Had never beaten Zvonareva, had never won a set against her. And look at that.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Her backhand has just been on fire. 2-love Azarenka. And now you're starting to get to that stage of the match, Mary Jo, where it's a little bit of desperation time for Serena. Down a set and a break. It's out. Boy, I can't remember a time where Serena's played this much defense consistently in a match.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, she, right away, even after she serves her first serve, is having to react. I mean, she's having to just find a way to get the ball back. She's not able to be offensive. That's just too good.
She's just feeling it now. She has so much confidence, does Azarenka. She is bullying Serena around this court.
She's picking the return of serve and she's hitting it. She's taking a big swing. And then once the point gets going, she's making Serena do all the work.
For service.
Well, another aggressive rip from Azarenka. This time just pushes it wide. And Serena still in trouble here at 15:30. Thank you, Scott, and those of you watching on SportsCenter. We're live from down under at Melbourne Park. Serena Williams in a whole lot of trouble right now against Victoria Azarenka. Saw Kentucky with the big upset in college hoops, and Serena Williams, the defending champ, in serious trouble against a 20-year-old from Belarus. Down a set, down love 2 here in the second, and now 2 break points. And Mary Jo Fernandez, Serena came into this match having not dropped her serve, the only male or female, 31 straight games. She's already lost serve 4 times today.
It's unbelievable, Patrick. No one would have expected this. She dropped serve 3 times to lose the first set. And right now she's facing break points to lose it for the 2nd time.
Still break points. And that one is saved by Serena, but only her 5th ace, so she is in serious trouble. Can she claw out of this big hole again? She's done it many times before. We're live on ESPN2. Back to SportsCenter and Steve. And another ace from Serena. Boy, did she need those 2.
What a time. Her 2 best serves of the match, her 6th ace. You just feel this is a must-win game for Serena.
On a court that's been her favorite offensive court through the years, but always an even year jinx. Are we seeing it again?
Oh, she goes right at her, but Azarenka was ready.
Patrick, Serena tried to do this earlier in the match, missed the short ball, and Azarenka was looking for it. It went right at her, just had to reflex it back.
Another break point. Now a second serve. Serena's won just 1 of 7 second serve points in this set. That's wide. Azarenka in firm control now of this women's quarterfinals. Serena Williams in big, big trouble. Down a set and now 2 breaks in the second.
Victoria Azarenka's backhand has just been lethal today against Serena Williams. She's found the angles on the passing shots. She's redirecting the ball extremely well to find the down the line. She's got the power, she's got the accuracy, and she's got the belief. She's thumping the ball from the backhand wing. So impressive so far in this match. And I remember watching Azarenka play Safina in the quarterfinals of the French Open, and she played the best first set I have ever seen her play, hitting winners after winner after winner, but she couldn't keep it up.
15 love.
But it looks like in this match,
well, you said the
she
word,
can do it.
Mary Jo, thumping it. And you also talked earlier about the variety that she's added to her game, that she's talked about her new coach has brought to the table. And even though she hasn't used that a lot, just enough to keep Serena somewhat off balance. Now, let's be honest, Serena's come out looking very shaky. It hasn't improved, and Azarenka has improved. She's gained more confidence.
And early on in the match, there were some of those long do sad games, and Azarenka held her ground.
And her nerve, right, Pam? Because, I mean, no matter what time a match it is against Serena, that's always an issue with these young players coming up. Believing they can stay with Serena when it really matters.
14.
That's a bailout shot there.
I don't think she knows what to do.
Venus Williams was 2 points away from victory against Li Na. Went down 7-5 in the third.
How many times have we seen Serena shell-shocked during a match?
She looks lost.
Yeah. Continuing to look sluggish as she moves to that forehand side. 4-love. Azerenka, second set. Williams sisters, it's not happened that often, losing in the same major in the same round. 2004 French Open, 2008 the third round at the French, and then 2008 here at the Australian Open in the quarters. Look at that. Serena Williams has won just 5 points in the set.
That's incredible.
Boy, again, just stuck in the mud.
Something's physically wrong right there. You could hear her with an audible, painful noise in the middle of that rally.
It's like she's fiddling with the left leg there, Pam.
She had some knee discomfort in the warm-up tournament in Sydney, where she reached the final. And that's why you see all the tape on the left leg.
Well, there's been no sign in any of her previous matches, and she's had the same tape job through the last couple, that there's been any problem. Pam did mention that she struggled a bit in her doubles win in 3 sets yesterday. Azerenka, incredibly, has not lost a point on her serve. First and second. Wide. And here's that point where we thought that Serena pulled up. Listen. Yeah, right there was a left leg below that knee, which is strapped, where looked like it gave out a little bit. 30-all. It's Rafael Nadal forced to pull out of his match with a knee injury last night against Andy Murray, down 2 sets and 3-love. Game point. Oh, another unforced error from Serena.
You know, we're so used to having surprising finalists on the men's side through the years down here, particularly the last 10 years. It looks like we're going to have one on the women's side.
Not look like Serena is really using her legs on that serve now, not getting up at all.
Advantage Williams.
Well, Serena Williams, again, coming into this match, a not drop serve in the entire tournament. She's been broken 5 times today. Trying to hold for just a 3rd time.
big serves have come back. Sam Sumik on the right, coaching Azarenka since December. Olivier Morel, her hitting partner. They have to be impressed with their pupil.
We've all been thrilled, really, to see the Williams sisters play doubles, but watching yesterday's over 2-hour struggle, I'm just wondering if she could have used the day off.
There's a rare winner off the forehand wing, but her matches, Pam, have been so convincing. She really wasn't on the court more than about an hour and 10 minutes per match in singles. But if there's any aches and pains and injuries, then that's a big question why you're playing the doubles.
Well, finally, Serena able to hold serve. Not exactly exaltation from the Williams camp. She's down a set in 4-1. Well, Serena Williams had to sit through her big sister Venus Williams' defeat as Li Na reaches her first major semifinal, joining Zheng Ji and 2 players from China in the last 4. The first time that's ever happened. Venus served for the match, was just 2 points away, couldn't pull it off. Now little sis Serena in huge trouble, down a set in 4-1.
I watched Serena come back in Sydney in her semifinal match against Rosai of France. Was down a set in 5-2. It was just one break, and she clawed her way back in that match, which I thought was a great effort. This would be an unbelievably better effort against Azarenka, who's really played one of the best matches I've seen her. A little bigger hitting.
Yep, much crisper. Serena sort of stretching out. You see the first serve numbers by set. Serena's has really dropped off. Azarenka's has improved.
I think even if the will is there, I don't think physically Serena can come back. And remember, tomorrow's semifinals for this half of the draw. No day off.
Yeah, that makes it more challenging for the winners of the quarterfinals today.
Love 30. Wow. Well, I've learned over the years, I've been watching Serena come back so many times and never, ever count her out. She's that good of a competitor. Roger Federer waiting for his turn against Nikolai Davydenko in the men's quarterfinal.
I think I can hear him chomping at the bit now, actually.
Probably.
After those 2 losses.
Federer beaten Davydenko 12 times in a row in their head-to-head, and Davydenko's won the last 2. Still break point for Williams. Serena gets 1 break back. 4-2 second set. The announcement of new balls, so maybe that will help Serena on her own serve. First serve percentage is low. Her points won on both first and second serves unusually low for Serena Williams. Of course, Azarenka has played her part. Outstanding return day for her so far.
Is that her fastest of the match?
That was 120, Pam, which I believe, yep, that's her fastest. Good call.
Well, how injured is she? Or
All I know is if she holds here, she's right back in it. With her back against the wall in that previous game, she swung a little faster, went for a little bigger.
And they all went in.
Went in for the first time consistently, and you just have to think Azarenka's thinking, oh boy.
Here she comes.
Yeah.
Again, struggling, and she's got to run to that forehand side. She keeps talking about her swing and her contact point, which she hasn't felt comfortable with all day.
You know, early in the match, down this same end, I saw her kind of adjust her foot and do a little misstep, but then there was no limping, there was no follow-up. And then out of the blue in the last game when she made that verbal, painful sound. But now she looks okay again.
She's had to fight off the pace on her forehand today from Azarenka. That time, she held her ground, didn't get pushed back. She's got to find a way to either stay neutral or try to move in as much as possible.
Yeah, that's an impressive couple of games, but Serena still looking disgusted with herself, but she's right back in this second set.
Hey folks, it's Chad Brock, and you know for over 40 years, Pearson's signature dealerships have been providing Richmonders with great cars and great customer service. It's just their way of doing business. Their dealerships are conveniently located at West Broad Street and Midlothian Turnpike, so either side of the river, hey, they've got you covered. On behalf of Pearson Honda, Hyundai, Infiniti, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, we invite you to join the family of satisfied Pearson customers right now.
Welcome back to the 2010 Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Well, things getting quite a bit more interesting in the last of the women's quarterfinals. Serena Williams dropped the opening set 6-4, was down 4-love, and now has clawed her way back to 4-3. Still down a break against the number 7 seed Victoria Azarenka. And Roger Federer to follow this match. Takes on Davydenko. And much cleaner hitting from Serena these last few minutes.
And Azarenka has kept her emotions in check so far. This is the game to test that end of things.
It's really been Serena, though, hitting a little bit bigger with more velocity. Azarenka only has 3 unforced errors in this second set.
That's a big point for Serena. She had to dig down there. Played some defense. And finally got one she could attack.
Yeah, she changed it up with a few slices, forcing Azarenka to come up with her own pace, and then just blast this backhand for the winner. That's one of the rare times she wins an extended rally.
Crowd just reacted to Azarenka smacking a ball into the corner of the court.
Love 30.
15-13.
Sorry, Mary
Patrick.
Jo. This may be the biggest couple of points of Azarenka's young career coming up right here.
And this is where she almost has to even lift her game a little more. What got her to this point might not be good enough.
15-30.
That was big.
Wow. Well, because you know she's lifting her game, isn't she?
Yep.
What a return that was from Serena.
That was the hardest hit forehand of the match. And she does a good job because Azarenka got it back. Stayed calm here to hit this passing shot.
And a little fist pump from Serena. 2 points to get back on serve. Starting to get that look. It's good. Reminds me a little bit of last night's match, Mary Jo, between Murray and Nadal. When Nadal kind of made that push in the second set, Murray was able to match him emotionally and with his play. Azarenka trying to do the same here. This is a pressure-packed second serve coming up here. Yeah, you could just feel that one coming. Only the second serve that Azarenka has had to hit in the second set. And Serena Williams, from 4-love down in this second set, is back even. Watching live coverage of the women's quarterfinals from Rod Laver Arena. Patrick McEnroe, Mary Jo Fernandez, Pam Shriver courtside. Our coverage of this first major of the year, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments. Absolutely gorgeous day. Serena has struggled to find her game. Seems to be finding it just in time.
Pretty amazing in a blink of an eye. She's cruised through these last 4 games.
The ball was called out.
Love.
You know, Serena's finally decided to use her tremendous power, the power that sets her apart. She's finally decided on serve and on forehand to use it.
Yeah, it all started down 4-1. She really went for bigger swings, bigger cuts on the ball.
15-all.
Sometimes when you feel you're out of it, you tend to go for a little bit more.
Serena's first double fault of the day. She reaches back for a little bit extra on that one.
Another 120-mile-an-hour serve.
Did you happen to notice who caught that ball?
I did not. Did you?
Yep.
Good job, Pam.
In the air with the microphone and throw it back right away. Thanks for noticing, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm so focused on this match, Pam. I'm sorry.
I don't know why.
One thing I never question about you, Pam, is your hands.
So quick.
Great hitting again from Serena. Now 2 game points of her first lead of this second set.
Game Williams.
Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, everyone, never, ever count out Serena Williams. A set and 4-love down, and she's now 1 game away from a final set. Well, record crowds during this Australian Open Championships. The weather has cooperated. It's not been particularly hot this year. Remember last year when these two played, there was an absolute scorcher, which really took out Victoria Azarenka. She was up a set, down a break in the second, and she was forced to retire. Serena went on to win the title. This year, Azarenka wins the first set, has a 4-love lead, and now she's serving to stay in the set. And all of a sudden, the footwork is just so much crisper, Mary Jo, from Serena.
And her court positioning is so much better. She played the majority of this match a couple feet behind the baseline defending. And now she's looking to be the one to attack.
And the problem really is for Azarenka is that she's essentially playing the same level. It's just Serena's found her game.
Yeah, it's not like she's choked in this match to lose the lead.
Oh, I like that play, though.
She had it. 15. But now she's in the position to make these plays, Patrick. She's the one dictating, was able to take this one out of the air. Just didn't get under it enough.
She may have been better off hitting a traditional volley there with ball dropping pretty low.
That's exactly what Serena motioned to herself after that point. Mimicked a traditional volley.
13, 15.
Very slow first serve there, just 87 miles per hour, an off speeder. Azarenka gets away with it, 30-15.
Only missed 2 first serves in this second set, Azarenka, so she's really made a conscious effort to get that first serve in.
An excellent backhand. That's been her big weapon in this match. And she stops the run of 5 straight games from Serena Williams, even at 5.
5 games old.
Roger Federer looking to win his 16th major title. He's 3 matches away. He'll take on Nikolai Davydenko in the men's quarterfinals. That's coming up live.
They've battled through the years. Played a great 4-set match here a few years back.
How many straight quarterfinals has he won, Roger?
I think he's looking for, what, his 23rd?
23rd, yep.
Straight semifinal, which is unbelievable.
Which means he hasn't lost in a quarter in a long time.
I mean, the last time he's lost even before a quarter in a major was back in 2003 at the French.
And that was earlier than a quarter.
That was the 3rd round, yeah. Guga Kirtan.
Geary beat Sampras at Wimbledon. Who did he lose that
He
quarter?
lost the next round to Hendon. At the French, he lost to Kirtan.
Azarenka has been able to stop the momentum
Yep.
here. But the points are being played a little differently now. Serena definitely taking bigger cuts at the ball, pushing Azarenka further back. She was doing all the running for a set and a half.
They're not doing it particularly well. She was off balance, but and spent most of the first set and a half really berating herself, but she's managed to turn that around now. She knows she's worked her way back in with a real chance.
Azerenka is challenging the ball on the right service line. The ball was called good.
Just caught the line.
So it's 15.
Right, she's up to the end of her serve too, Mary Jo, the last few games.
Azerenka has 1 challenge remaining.
That was her 10th ace, but her 7th in this second set.
Another big serve, so Azerenka will serve to try to take this second set to a tiebreak. Serena has found her A game. Is it late enough? Welcome back to Rod Laver Arena. Serena Williams up 6-5 second set. First set to Azarenka 6-4. 1 spot remaining in the women's semifinals. Justine Henin will take on Zheng Ji. And the winner of this match will take on Li Na, a winner earlier today over Venus Williams, 7-5 in the third.
And both semifinals will be played tomorrow, so a little more challenging for the top half that have to play back-to-back. First time China's had 2 women into a semifinal of a major. It's the first time for Li Na. Zheng Ji's been to 1 before at Wimbledon.
Thursday love.
There's that beautiful backhand again, leaning in. She's had a very good attitude, has really controlled her emotions well in this match.
And that's been a problem for her in the past, hasn't it? And she's going to continue to have to do that to close out Serena Williams. Now you look at the stats, Mary Jo. Not a ton of winners for Azarenka, particularly off the backhand wing, 7. But a lot of shots like that, a lot of forcing balls from that two-hander that has won her points.
She's done a lot of damage from the backhand wing.
And that's tremendous depth there on the run. 40 love, point away from the tiebreak. That's one stat I wish we had a little more of, those sort of forced winners, or excuse me, forced errors of your opponent. I think that tells a big part of the story of the effectiveness of Azarenka's backhand wing. You wouldn't have expected that, would you, Mary Jo? Azarenka up to net more often than Serena?
No, but that just shows you she's been the one for a set and almost 2 sets dictating play more and has had more opportunities.
Six games all tiebreak. Both players now receive 1 additional challenge.
A lot of positive emotion from Azarenka, and she's going to need it. Can she shut the door on Serena? probably at the wrong time. Did not do enough with the approach.
1-0, Williams.
Plenty of experience for Serena Williams in tie breaks over her illustrious career. There's another one of those backhands, Mary Jo.
Deep, penetrating. Another first serve in as well. Serving 93% of first serves in the second set, Azarenka.
One apiece. No, that's not a good shot. You didn't like it, huh, Pam?
Right away, you saw it, Pam.
Sorry, you heard that.
Yes.
I did, but I agree.
Where'd that come from? Just bailing out of the point so quickly. I think she's forgotten what got her back in this match.
Hitting
Blast.
out.
Yeah.
What is going on? It's just the strangest set of tennis.
And particularly going after Azarenka's forehand. She's been hurt so often by the backhand side.
You know, you see it all the time. The person who's way down, they relax, they hit out, and then as soon as they get a lead, they get tense again. She's gone back to exactly where she played the first set from.
Saw that with Roddick yesterday. I don't know what's louder, the grunting or the hitting. Oh, are you kidding me?
What a point!
That is a statement point from Azarenka. And it was loud. 3-1. Serena has plenty of challenges left, but electing not to use them here.
Azarenka.
I haven't heard such a noisy courtside since Sharapova-Williams final a few years ago.
Let's first service.
Pretty quiet right now.
That's going to change.
Oh, what a return.
That's the best struck return of the match for Serena. She was leaning to the right, compact with her swing, and met it early.
And met it quietly, by the way.
No, that's unusual. That was huge.
Thinking how many times Serena's come back in majors when she's been down match point. 3 times. Twice here, last year at Wimbledon against Dementieva.
No, she
You
hasn't
have
been.
to punch her
Yeah.
a few times to knock her out.
You do. You have to come up with one big body shot. And even that sometimes isn't enough. Well, she hasn't been down match point in this one. She seems to be shaking off something maybe in her back after knocking off that overhead.
Williams.
What a great overhead.
It's really
not easy. Almost back at the baseline to make contact with it. Keeps her head up.
4-3 Williams. A little reminiscent, that one, of that match point down against Dementieva at Wimbledon. That stab backhand volley, but Azarenka was there and evens this tiebreak at 4. No help from the grass with the short volley that you get on this surface. You've got to stick the volley.
The ball was good.
Azarenka has 2 challenges remaining, so she elects to use one here. If she loses it, she'll have 1 left, and she's lost it.
5-4 Williams. Azarenka has 1 challenge remaining.
So aggressive on that return. First serve.
Two set points for Serena. But she only needs 1. The champion lives here at the Australian Open. A set and 4 love down.
1 set.
Serena Williams fighting herself and her opponent will take it to a 3rd.
This is set point Serena Williams. Absolutely no reaction. Head down, going on to her business in set 3. Serena Williams, Victoria Azarenka will get you right back inside Rod Laver Arena. Joined now by Darren Cahill, who's come inside from the Venus-Williams match where he sat sideline. But Serena turned her serve around heading into that second set tiebreak. Going into the tiebreak, Darren, she had won 14 of her 17 service points. Yep. And then in the tiebreak, got very aggressive.
Yeah, she really did. An amazing effort at 4 love down. I really gave her no chance because Azarenka was playing great tennis and Serena really wasn't hitting her shots, nor was she moving well. And once she got her teeth in it at that 4 love game to get to 4-1, gave herself a little bit of belief and maybe a little bit came off Azarenka's shots, and she was a little bit scared to run through the finish line. But take nothing away from Serena. She picked up the level of a game. She started playing like we know she can play. The serve was very good again, started to win some free points, and she was aggressive in the tiebreaker. I thought both ladies played a very solid tiebreaker.
Who's at favor going into the third
definitely
set?
Serena, big time. I think she goes into this one now, the 3rd set, with momentum. At the end of that set, you could see she was quite flatline, so emotionally she hasn't wasted any energy. Azarenka in that 4 love game, as she felt Serena coming back, she was really trying to pump herself up. She probably wasted a little bit of energy. Also remembering last year, the heat did get to her and she had to retire in that match, and it's not a cold day. It's not overly hot, it's warm, but she did waste a lot of energy trying to get herself pumped up late in that 2nd set.
Okay, let's get back into Rod Laver Arena for the 3rd set.
In fact, I think we'll probably do a little highlights.
Oh, okay, then let's get to the tiebreak.
Yeah, both players have left the court, so we've got a few minutes before they get back out there for the 3rd set. So we'll go to a couple of highlights there in the 2nd set. And again, Azarenka coming to net on the short ball, I thought Serena started to move much, much better. This is in the tiebreaker. A big put away there from Azarenka to get her ahead in the tiebreaker. But at 3-2 in the breaker, Serena comes back with that beautiful forehand to level it up at 3-all. It's the weighted shot from Serena in the tiebreaker, really launching into anything that was short. What about this smash? That's a big effort running backwards a little bit of breeze at her back, so she had to control that smash, and that was a huge point, and that ultimately took her through to the end of that tiebreaker. So great job.
Talked about Azarenka during that match, actually, the two of us, and that she tends to do that. She'll win her first set.
You brought that up.
In Grand Slam play, the past 3 matches now, she wins her first set, but she ends up losing the match. What does that tell us?
Well, we'd be guessing a little bit. Maybe she gets a little bit tight, and to run through the finish line is not her thing. I think a little bit of her game is she hits the ball extremely hard and flat, and sometimes it takes the players a little bit of time to get used to her type of ball, and once they do, they start to feel more comfortable in those baseline rallies. I wouldn't say Azarenka really came off a game there in the second set. I give full credit to Serena because she started to play the way we know she can play, and she got herself back into it. And Azarenka, in fact, I thought did a great job from 4-all to even stay in that second set because all the momentum was on Serena's side. I think we're still in for a very, very close third set, but I think Serena will pull this one out.
Earlier today, the first match on laver, Venus Williams. She was 2 points from the match against Li Na, and you laughed because you sat courtside for that almost 3 full hours in the hot sun, yet Venus Williams departs in 3 sets.
You know, we were doing the first couple of sets, and in a set 5-3, we said this is a huge game for Venus because you could just feel she was starting to get a little bit shaky. She had the breeze at her back at that game. If she lost that game, she had to go to the other end with the sun in her eyes and the breeze in her face, and we just felt like that was going to be a tough game for her to hold. She didn't hold. It got back to 4-all. The other Chinese lady started to play, Li Na started to play much, much better, and she got into it and started to hit a forehand much better, but that third set, that was painful. I don't know how many service breaks. It was something like 12 service breaks or 11 service breaks for that third set. Both ladies could not find their game, and in the end, it was Li Na that was a little bit stronger in the end, so she goes through to her first major semi-final.
Yeah, 2 Chinese women's now in the semi-finals, and after the match, Venus Williams, I think, really hit it. She said, you know, it's important in tennis to close out the match.
Absolutely.
Let's listen.
I guess the match is so fresh. I mean, I can't quite say exactly, you know, what happened. You know, I'm still processing it, but obviously she really started to play a lot better, and, you know, she obviously hits the ball so well, and, you know, I give her a lot of credit for playing really well. I mean, I felt confident going into the match, and I felt confident in the match, and, you know, the thing about tennis is you really have to close it out, you know, and unfortunately today I didn't do that.
So here's the update where we stand with the women. Justine Henin taking out Nadia Petrova. That was yesterday. And then the 2 Chinese women into the semifinals. That's historical, the first ever in Grand Slam tennis. And Victoria Azarenka, Serena Williams, they're on the court right now. A bathroom break took them off the court, but they are a set apiece hitting the third on laver.
Unbelievably, no Serena Williams on the court at the moment, which I think is a long, long time in between sets. And watching her through those first 2 sets, you've seen a sort of lack of energy in the way she's gone about things. Normally she gets quite fired up, and you see a real physicality to the way here she comes now back onto the court. But that's a good 7 minutes that she's been off the court. That's a long time in between sets.
Well, after the first set, going into early second set, they were wondering courtside if possibly she's tweaked something, if there was an injury there. It's hard to tell. She comes on the court with so many wraps to start a match.
And she got back for that smash, that huge smash in that tiebreaker as well. And you can see after she hit it, there was a little sign of discomfort there as well. And again, when she won that second set, complete flat line, no positive energy. So she may be battling something. If she is battling something, full props to her for getting back into that second set.
Okay, just a reminder, Roger Federer and Nikolai Davydenko, that's the match that's right after this third set. So you'll want to stay tuned for that live action. Let's get it back down to Patrick.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thanks, Darren. In fact, I think Killer's point is spot on, Mary Jo, because we were talking about that while they were down in the studio, that we thought the same thing. If Serena was feeling 100%, we probably would have seen more of a reaction from her after that second set tiebreak.
How often have we seen her come back and then just show that fist pump and the energy? We saw nothing.
And because of that, you would still think that Azarenka has a chance. I mean, normally it wouldn't give her much of a chance at all with the way Serena turned her game around. We've seen her come back on the big stage so many times. That first return was pretty large from Serena. I'd challenge that one. That was pretty close. No challenge from Serena.
It was a little like Roddick yesterday when he got back in the match. His emotions, he was so subdued because of the injury he was carrying.
Azarenka's had trouble closing out matches. You saw that graphic there. Last year, she won the first set against Serena, forced to retire, lost it in the second. Won the first set, as you mentioned earlier, Mary Jo, against Safina at the French, lost it in 3. In fact, you said one of the best sets, if not the best set you've ever seen her play. Then she lost in straights to Serena at Wimbledon. Really no big surprise there. Then, really surprisingly, won the opening set against Francesca Schiavone at the U.S. Open and lost that in 3. So will the pattern continue here?
40.
Still seems as if, sorry Pam, Serena still seems to be struggling a little bit physically.
I don't trust anyone with that much tape on their lower extremities, but I watched Azarenka fold in that match against Schiavone at the Open, and the emotions totally got the better of her. She's managed to hold on to that so far in this match.
Well, she's got to stay positive and know that she's played well.
First game, final set.
She's kept up her high level, and I think in all those matches she couldn't keep it up. And like you said, emotionally, psychologically, just lets go of the match a little bit. But today it's really been a case of Serena.
That's right.
Upping it. And, you know, I guess that's challenging in one regard because, you know, it's a little bit out of your control if Serena plays her best. But at the same time, she's just got to remember she was so close there to the finish line.
Well, she came out with a good solid hold there to open this 3rd set. I think also she was smart to leave the court as well when Serena did at the end of that 2nd set. So she got a chance to gather herself rather than sit out there on the court. Serena's been dominant. The last 22 service points, she's won 17 of them.
That was a big change in the match because she was struggling on first serves. She's got to get back to hitting the ball, though. That's what won in the 2nd set.
She just did one of those slouches there after the point. It's kind of like when somebody has tweaked something in their back and she hasn't been comfortable moving right the whole match.
Yeah, I think I saw that in the back as Darren was pointing out in that tiebreak, Pam, when she went back to that overhead. Seems like her upper middle back is...
Smart of Azarenka to move her around. And sometimes when you have so many injuries, you start to compensate. And other muscles start to work more. And that's what could be happening with Serena. But smart play by Azarenka. Make her work even harder.
Love 30. Good serve.
15-13.
Remember, coming into this match, Serena had not dropped serve the entire tournament through her first 4 matches. She's dropped serve 5 times today. Like Azarenka asked her coach if she should have something to eat, or sometimes the players take those little energy pills or those almost those little goo things or little energy bars.
Mary Jo, the other night we saw Azarenka eat a couple of those energy bars, and maybe it was a coincidence, but it kind of coincided with her comeback. You got to keep fueled out here as hot as it is. I think Venus let it go too far in her match. You saw her eat a banana late, and I think it was too late.
Well, Serena holds on.
New balls, please.
1 game apiece.
1 game all.
From love 30. Big serves to get her out of trouble. I think once she starts winning a few more of these free points on her serve, that'll allow her to go for a little bit more in these return games. Take a little pressure off.
Love 15.
You guys mentioned the comebacks, 3 times down match points in tournaments to go on to win the championship. But I'll tell you what, this 6-4 love, if Serena can climb back, this to me would be her best ever comeback.
There have been quite a few of the comebacks over the years, Pam. You're right.
Love 13.
Serena steps into that two-hander.
Yeah, something happened to the hand of Azerenka there.
10th backhand winner for Serena to go along with her 13 forehand winners.
I think one of the reasons this would be such a great comeback, Pam, is because the caliber of play from her opponent did not drop. She was forced to raise her level. In some of the other comebacks, she got a little help.
She's getting a little help right now.
Azarenka is starting to chirp away with her box. And will this be where that mental fragility shows up? You know it's not going to show up from this lady. Wow, what a return, just spanked for a clean winner. And Serena, for the first time today, has the lead 2-1 in the third.
If you're in debt to the IRS for $10,000 or more, you don't have to take desperate measures to settle your account. All you have to do is put the right people to work for you, and that's as simple as calling this number. You'll speak to a tax expert who can help you negotiate a settlement that's significantly less than the actual amount you owe.
They saved my business.
I owed $30,000 and paid a fraction of it.
Call this number and get your case settled for less. Now, you only have a small window of time to settle, so act now.
Welcome back to the 2010 Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Well, it's taken about 2 hours and 12 minutes, but it seems as if Serena Williams has got herself in control of this match. These guys are, they come out there every day. They do a little walking jam. Kind of nice for the fans on the grounds here at Melbourne Park.
They look like they had too much caffeine there. They were like on speed.
Left second service.
It sounds like Azarenka doesn't think her box, Pam, has had enough caffeine. What's happening down there?
Yeah, she just looked up before she went to her chair and told them to speak up. They're going to coach her while she's out there, make sure she can hear it.
I thought coaching was illegal.
Doesn't mean it doesn't
happen.
happen.
Pump them up. Get her pumped up. That's what you mean?
Well, Carlos Rodriguez has been coaching, doing really good hand signals, so maybe that's the best way.
Coach of Justine Enna, you're referring to. There's the coach on the right.
He's been pretty quiet, Sam Sumik. Even in the match against Bonareva when she was coming back, we didn't see much from him.
Well, Serena's on a roll right now. And when that happens, I don't care who's in your coach's corner.
Right.
There's not a lot you can do about it.
Or who's on the other end.
Exactly. 30 love. He could bring in Pat Riley and
40 love.
You name it. Bill Belichick, you bring them all in.
That looked out.
Yeah, that did look out.
Williams is challenging the call on the right baseline. The ball was called good.
Official review, and that ball clearly long, so that's a second consecutive love game for Serena. She She's now won
Williams
12
leads,
points in a row. Here are some of the other notable Aussie Open comebacks. She beat Kleister. She was down 2 match points in the semis, 5-2 in the third. Semis, she was down 3 match points against Sharapova, also in the semis. In the final, she won the last 9 games over Davenport. Third round 0-7, down 5-2 in a set in the second set. And in the quarterfinals, down 5-3 in the third. That's just amazing.
It really is.
I think someone showed that to Azarenka the set before love. I think she somehow flashed all those.
I mean, to do it once, twice,
yeah.
But that's a lot of times.
Love 15.
And the frustrating thing for Azarenka is that she didn't drop her level that much. Maybe her balls weren't going as hard. I don't know, but she didn't start to make a lot of mistakes until early in this third set.
There were 3 shots that Serena hit from down about 4-2. 2 huge serves at about 120 and a forehand that she rifled down over 100. And I think those 3 big shots turn on the power. That's what let Serena back in.
You know, 2 different players. I mean, she was getting pushed around left and right. And then all of a sudden, it's like she said, no more.
Wow. Now she's giving that Azarenka second serve what she thought she'd be doing from the start, but she was never really able to find her rhythm, and now she's found it.
Yeah, she was missing a lot of these second serve returns, was flat-footed. That time had the right distance between her and the ball.
15-30. Boy. What a final set so far for Serena. 11 winners now and only 2 unforced errors. Coming into this set, Serena had hit 35 unforced errors. Talk about turning it around. This is domination now. Break point. Oh, hello. That is a whole nother level from Serena Williams. 4-1 final set. Well, Serena Williams now firmly in control of this women's quarterfinal, up 4-1 final set. College hoops continues with a Big East ACC doubleheader on ESPN's Wednesday Night Hoops. First at 7 o'clock Eastern, Notre Dame visits number 3 Nova. The Cats are the only undefeated team at the moment in the Big East. And then at 9 o'clock, John Shire leads the number 7 Blue Devils against Florida State. That's Wednesday Night Hoops on ESPN. It's been an intimidating final set for Serena Williams, and she let her young opponent know it at the end of that previous game. A little look and said, okay, now you're dealing with the real Serena.
Almost like, take that.
This has been just an awesome display in this final set.
200 Ks that last serve.
But by far her biggest in the match.
I'll tell you what, it was about 6 hours ago that Venus Williams took to the court to start this quarterfinal marathon day. The Williams sisters have worn me out today.
Well, hopefully for Serena's sake, assuming she can close this out, she hasn't worn herself out, because she has to come back tomorrow and play the semifinal. Li Na awaits the winner of this match. The other women's semi will be Justine Henin against Zheng Ji, also of China. You know, in the opening set, Pam, you said that Justine Henin was probably sitting back watching this display feeling pretty good. How do you think she's feeling now?
Not as good. I think
but still
Azerenka
okay.
Li Na semifinal would have been more to her liking.
Right.
You think?
Answered my question whether or not Serena could get out of her BC game.
Yeah, it didn't look like it for a while.
Well, I think she'd probably give herself about a D for the first set and a half.
It's not how you start, is it?
Nope. Oh, what a second serve, and there's a big fist pump as Serena's now 1 game away from the semis.
Williams leads 5-1.
And how about the third set numbers for Serena, who's struggled on serve the entire match? Has served 5 aces in the set, has dropped just 3 points on her serve. 14 winners, 3 unforced errors.
It's been impressive. Not easy to turn a match around like she's done. And not only was she struggling, but Azarenka was playing so well. She really had to combat both things. And to mentally just hang in there and just prove again what a big heart she has. But once she started to hit bigger, and then the serve is such a key part of Serena's game.
Well, this will be a good sign for Serena there, though. She's moving well. She's scrambling. And she's really gone to town on Azarenka's second serve in this final set.
Where you like to see the younger player fighting and hanging in there.
Oh.
Remember when she couldn't find her return?
40-15.
They were going about less than halfway up the net.
Azerenka.
That, believe it or not, is the first ace of the match
5-2.
for Azarenka. But more than likely the last, as Serena will serve for the match when we come back. Serena Williams a game away from the semifinals. 5-2 final set. Looking for her 5th Australian Open title as well.
And first in an even year.
Guessing right. Oof. Just to add a little more.
Yeah, a few more
soreness.
aches and pains, yeah. Now we got another injury to contend with,
It just showed
potentially.
the replay of Oracene holding up her hand to her mouth to the crowd, and that was that reaction.
Oh, what a combination. With a wake-up call came just in time for Serena. Down a set and 4-love. Dropping serve 5 times in the first 2 sets. And remember, she came into this match having not dropped serve once. But she put it all behind her, and Serena got the wake-up call. 4-love down, and it's been all Serena since. Match point. That's it. Another amazing comeback for Serena Williams at the Australian Open. A good performance from the youngster from Belarus, but once Serena got her game together, it was a mighty display, Mary Jo, in that final set. 18 winners and just 3 unforced errors for the world's #1.
That was extremely impressive once again from Serena. It was a great performance from Azarenka. She took it to her. She wasn't intimidated. So close to upsetting world #1. Azarenka, I think we're going to see more from her. I think she's getting better mentally.
Yep. I think you're right, Mary Jo. I think she, even though she got dominated in the third, she did keep her wits about her. She was just overmatched.
She was. Once Serena started firing down her ground strokes and her serves, there was just no looking back. I mean, it was just outstanding to see her go from playing so poorly to playing tremendous tennis to win this match.
Not quite Federer-like numbers in the majors, but Serena has really shown her true character in these major championships. 6 of 7 semifinals or better. She'll take on Li Na of China, and historically 2 Chinese players into the final, but you certainly don't think that either of them will be able to derail a Serena Williams-Justine Henin championship match here, and what a final that could potentially be. Great effort from Azarenka. She led a set and 4-love. But we found out before, and we found out again, never, ever count out Serena when it counts.
And welcome back live to Melbourne. Every time Serena's reached the semifinals here, she's gone on to win the title. So let that be a warning to the ladies' Final 4. Down a set and 4-love, she beats Victoria Azarenka in 3 sets. Serena's with Pam.
Thanks, Chris. Serena, that was just an amazing turnaround, and we've seen you come back in matches down here, match points down a handful of times to come back and win the title. What about this comeback, and how does it rate?
It's pretty far up there because she was playing so well, and you know, I was down love 4, I think, and I just thought, well, I have nothing to lose at this point. You know, I've gotten here to the quarterfinals. I'm excited, and I just started finally making my shots.
Azarenka played almost perfect to a 4-love up in the second, but then you kind of stepped on the power. You had a couple of huge serves, about 120, a couple of cracking forehands. How did that turn things for you?
Well, I didn't serve well in the first set and a half, almost 2 sets, and my serve was really off. You know, I think when your serve's off, I really rely on that. So it was kind of just making my whole game go off. And you know what? She played incredible, and I think she made me play better because she was playing so well.
Almost 6 hours today of Williams' system sisters quarterfinals, and I know you had to sort of suffer through, even though you didn't watch point by point Venus's match. What is it like being a sister of someone who's out there playing such a tough, grueling match?
It's horrible. Like, I don't watch because I get so nervous, and my stomach was in just turning upside down, and you know, I'm just running back and forth trying not to listen. Everyone in the locker room's watching, you hear everyone cheering, and it's just like, ugh, and I just can't take it, and I get so nervous. It's like, it's horrible. It's a really horrible feeling.
As if physically you don't have enough going on. Obviously the leg strapping looked like you maybe tweaked your back. How are you physically?
You know, I'm here, you know, and I'm not obviously 100%, but somehow I'm still here, and I'm just going to keep fighting and do what I can and make no excuses.
Obviously you'll talk to Venus about Li Na, your surprise opponent in the semifinals. What do you know about her?
I've played her a few times. Whoops.
Drop shot. Good drop shot.
And she's beaten me once, so I know her game really well, so I look forward to it. Again, I just feel like, you know, the way I feel, I have nothing to lose, and she's doing great, so yeah.
Pick up your drink, go have a nice cool shower, and good luck in the semis.
Thanks, Pam.
Serena Williams, Darren Cahill, when once a player says, like she said, I have nothing to lose, what usually happens to her game?
They play bigger.
Yeah.
It always happens. You end up forgetting about the result of the match and going, finally, hit the ball. Just hit the ball. And it looked like that's what Serena did in that match. She finally started to hit her serve. She started to make her forehands, aggressive on the return of serve. You know, for me, the big turnaround, obviously, she started to hit the ball, but still the match wasn't complete until the third set. And they came out, they were 1-1 in the third set, and Serena played a great game. If we go inside the point and check out how she played this 1-1 game, amazing returning of serves. Look how deep they are, aggressive, and most of these returns are off first serves. Close to the baseline, pushing Azerenka back. It opens up the court. She comes in for the kill. That's love 30. Again, straight down the middle of the court.
Love 40.
Forcing an error there. Love 40. 3 break points. 1-1 in the third set. Thank you very much. Big return down the middle, and that's the way to play, and that's the way Serena does play.
And as we saw from her throughout the match, very little emotion, even after she won that game. Pam mentioned it. It's been all Williams all day here on Laver. Venus lost in 3 to Li Na. Next up for Serena, she had 53 unforced errors. You were courtside for that match, and that third set, as you said, was a brutal one. And Serena, though, advancing in 3. Serena came into today having lost only 15 games through the first 4 rounds. She lost 14 today, yet it's enough, and she's on to the semifinals. How do you like it from here on out?
No, I like her a lot. I think the way she's playing, I think, you know, apart from that first set and a half hiccup, that certainly her game is there. If we take a look at the part of the draw as well, she's up against Li Na, and that was a struggle for Li Na to get over the finish line in that match. But that psychologically now, she knows she's got nothing to lose. It's her first ever semi-final in a major event. So Li Na has beaten Serena before, and Serena cannot turn up there and just throw in a half an effort. She needs to play her best tennis. And Zhang Ji up against Justine Henin. I think we're looking forward to a Justine and Serena final if everything goes to plan.
Welcome back to the 2010 Australian Open, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
And welcome to the wild ride that has been Wednesday, day 10, completion of the quarterfinals for the top half of the draw. The second Wednesday of the Australian Open, the final semi-final berths decided tonight. A day after Australia Day, and everyone is still in the mood. A lot of green and gold, and a huge night crowd expected for Wilfried Tsonga and Novak Djokovic. To the ladies we go. Serena Williams, Pam Shriver jumping in with me. First set, taking on Victoria Azarenka, and Azarenka jumped out to a 4-2 lead.
Well, Azarenka from the beginning was slugging the ball, and Serena Williams, after looking at her sisters struggle through 3 sets, came out in the worst form all tournament long.
And this to the second set we go.
I mean, Azarenka's not known for finesse shots there, though. A tough lob. Serena showing her athleticism. She pulled up a couple times, looked like her legs were bothering her, her back was bothering her, but started to use her power from midway through the second set.
Serena got down 4-love in that second set.
Obviously, when you push somebody so far back, as you can see there, it starts to open up the court. You start to force errors.
There she is, all business, 4-6, 7-6, 6-2. Serena, a rally today.
I wasn't playing my best, especially in the first 2 sets. I definitely think I played well in the third, but you know, I was down the whole match from the first point until the end, so it was like, okay, well, I was surprised. I wasn't surprised, but I was, you know, definitely shocked. I was just trying to do what I could. Wasn't feeling that great, and I thought, well, worst case scenario, I can go home. I don't know if I counted myself out. I never really count myself out, but those are just random thoughts. I can think about anything at any point. So that was one random thought I thought about.